Sing the bed this afternoon.
Imagine calling a hotline with the most chaotic problem of your life. And instead of real advice, you get two people who are just as confused as you are, trying their best not to laugh. That's basically the entire premise of HBO Max's Hotline. And once you understand the format, you cannot stop watching it. So here's the concept. Hotline is a comedy sketch series from HBO Max, where a rotating cast of hosts answers phone calls from people with real, or at least real sounding, personal dilemmas. Think of it like a parody of those old school call-in advice shows, except nobody involved is remotely qualified to give advice. Everyone knows it. The format is simple. The phone rings, caller explains their problem, and the hosts have to react live. There's no script for the actual advice. Just 2 or 3 people trying to sound helpful while barely holding it together. Let's look at a few actual calls, because the specifics are where this show really shines. One caller opens with, quote, "I'm gay and I got a girl pregnant." That's it. That's the whole intro. The hosts are stunned. One of them literally says, "How did this happen? He's not even trade, he's a twink." And instead of unpacking the actual situation, the conversation spirals into whether he's ready to be a father, with the host basically going, "Nobody's ever really ready. You just dive in." Then there's a call about a roommate situation. The caller is convinced her roommate is secretly listening to her private conversations. Instead of offering a real solution, the host suggests something absurd but weirdly logical. Like talk loudly on the phone about how weird it is that your roommate might be listening. So if they are listening, they feel caught. And then you got the caller who says, quote, "I've recently come to terms with the fact that my type is gay men, as a straight woman." The hosts don't even try to solve it. They just validate how impossible that dating situation is, joke about moving to LA where apparently, in their words, there are so many straight gay guys, and move on. None of these calls get resolved. That's the joke. The help is never actually help. So why does this work as comedy? A few reasons. First, it plays on a format everyone already recognizes, the call-in advice show, and completely subverts it. We expect wisdom, we get chaos. Second, the humor comes from contrast. The callers often sound genuinely distressed, or at least committed to the bit, while the hosts are visibly out of their depth. And that gap between this person needs real help and these two have no idea what they're doing is where the laughs live. Third, and this is important, the hosts never punch down. They're not mocking the callers. If anything, they're mocking themselves for being so unqualified to help. The show even closes some segments with lines like, "We hope we helped you even a little," or "You've been heard at least," which is funny because you clearly weren't helped, but there's still a strange warmth to it. Hotline fits into a broader trend of comedy that blurs the line between scripted and unscripted, similar to shows like Impractical Jokers or call-in bits on late-night TV. Part of the appeal is not knowing how much is planned and how much is genuinely improvised in the moment. It also taps into something relatable. A lot of us have had that experience of calling a friend at 2 a.m. with a problem we know they can't actually fix, just because we need someone to react with us. Hotline basically turns that dynamic into entertainment. The advice isn't the point. The shared confusion is. At the end of the day, Hotline isn't trying to be Dear Abby. It's not trying to fix anyone's life. It's a comedy show dressed up as an advice show, and the fun is watching people try and fail to sound like they know what they're doing. So if you're into awkward, chaotic, genuinely funny call-in comedy, Hotline is streaming now on HBO Max. Go watch an episode. You'll probably relate to at least one caller more than you'd like to admit. And hey, if this breakdown helped you understand the show, drop a follow for more explainers like this one, because apparently someone has to give real advice around here,